Hi and welcome to the show. Well, I am going to be joined by John Broons, the family business guy. Yes, and yes, you all remember his motto: if you've seen one family business, you've only ever seen one family business. And that got me to thinking, because John runs a lot of meetings, I'm saying, well, do your meetings change with families, or do families have different style meetings, or how do you structure meetings to suit your business? So stay tuned. It's all about making meetings fit your style. We'll be right back. John, how are you?
Good, thank you, Mike.
Now, I've dragged him in the studio, but he's about to go because he's going to nearly start, then a trip to Chicago, and it's been absolutely super hectic for you this last few days, hasn't it?
Been a bit busy, yeah.
Been a bit busy. Yeah.
Yes.
So if he yawns, it's because he's been up since 4 a.m. But it got me to thinking, you know, when you say, when you've seen one family business, you've only ever seen one family business, and all their styles are different. And that got me thinking about the meetings you have. When you go to all these different families, how do you make your meetings fit your style so you're not switching and changing, or do you have to morph it some way? How do you handle that?
It's very much each family, each approach to each family who are in business is pretty much different.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I'm going to get the inquiry from the daughter or from the father or from Joe's first cousin down the road. But in each case, the approach is made, and then I have to follow it up with some form of meeting. So we need to work out, the client, needs to work out how we're going to approach the situation. So we need to put together a scope.
Yeah.
We need to understand what it is that the relationship will be, how it's going to work. And once that's done, that could be in a meeting. That could just be a meeting over the phone.
Yeah.
So that, say for example, a daughter rings to say, what's going on? Do you do this? Can you help us?
Yep.
And if I say yes, the next step might be, well, can you speak to mum? Can you speak to dad? In which case they could be phone meetings, they could be face-to-face meetings.
I'm smiling because now I'm getting these pictures of, you know, a lot of us have been in these corporations, not even family businesses, but every meeting you're kind of going, they're the similar steps, aren't they? Every meeting's going to be different depending who you're going to be dealing with in your business, not just a family. And I suppose family's the same. Dad's going to talk to daughter. I mean, I've got a daughter. I actually talk to my daughter different than I talk to my son. And I talk to my wife slightly different. And I structure my strategies to get what I want differently.
Yeah, so depending on what the purpose of the meeting is, we will structure it differently. So in a lot of cases, I do one-on-one meetings with each of the individuals that's working in the family business. But on the scope, I probably will end up talking to those family members who are just family members. So maybe the in-laws, maybe those married family members who are not in the business, but they're in the family, because they will have an influence on the dialogue, on the perspectives at play in the game.
So can I take it, John, and look, I consulted some corporations. One of my first steps was to try to talk to all the staff members, because I didn't talk to the suppliers, I used to just talk to all the staff members. But that would be my first point. I want to talk to all of them, so I got this comprehensive, or this helicopter view of what was going on, how all these different perceptions. Is that how you structure approaching a family? Because they're so different, is that what you want to do with them?
Ideally, I need to find out the dynamics at play. So the more people that I can interview, the better. From my learning of the dynamic of the family, but my information gathering. So I'm also gathering information. I'm gathering history if I can. I'm gathering information on health of family members. I'm gathering information of goals and desires and where people want to go as individuals, separate from their perspective of where they want to go in the business, separate from where they believe as a group they can go or they should go. So there's a lot of information gathering and learning here.
So there's not only those interdependencies going on within a family, for you to be successful, you've got to look at their independent objectives as well. So you can see where things match and where they can't match. That is, how does some, I mean, it's, I don't mean to be blasé, it's easy going to a company because everyone gets paid, so they kind of know why they're there. And I know you get paid in a family, but there's another form of payment in a family. It's morals, it's emotional buy-in, there's
definitely
feeling like there's obligations that perceived or real. So how does someone like yourself start to pull all that in meetings?
From my perspective, what I do is I have to be able to gain the trust of each individual along the journey. So while I'm doing the interview, we're actually going on our own journey, the individual of the family and myself. And that will translate to further meetings when I have the whole family together or those business members of the family together.
Yeah.
At least I will have an understanding of the dynamics at play in the room. And I need to understand that, not from the point of view where I need to direct anything, because it's not about me. It's about them. So I'm watching the conversation, I'm listening to the conversation. I'm not pointing the conversation, but I may ask a question to divert it in a particular fashion that something may have been missed. So I might arrive at a point and say, well, have you thought about this opportunity or this direction or this idea?
Is this where, how you structure meetings, you uncover the, let's call them the unsaid problems that people are perceiving within the family? They're not prepared to speak to dad, or dad's not prepared to speak to mum about, but because you're independent, you win this trust and you're able to uncover these dynamics that may just be the undertow that you can resolve.
That's the stuff that's the elephant in the room in most conversations, isn't it? Yeah. So my desire is to surface this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, this is the starting point. So just to get clear about where I'm beginning. And as you progress, meetings will have different purposes. You might have a strategy meeting. You might have a meeting just about the family. You might talk about having annual retreats. You might talk about putting together a constitution, which itself would take a series of meetings.
Yes.
And then understanding accountability and understanding how we share with conversations where there's conflict. How do we do that? So there's a lot of stuff that comes up in meetings that you need to be comfortable with to be able to share it with all the different members of the family at whatever time the questions might arise.
So for so you're very purpose-driven when you go into the family. You're there to get the family from wherever they are, wherever the sticking point is, or whatever transition they want to go through. You're there. Your purpose is to, okay, I'm going to get you through this. And the meetings aren't just, picking up now, aren't just a general chit-chat. No. Just said, he says no.
No.
They're going to have very, very specific purposes and outcomes focused.
Sure. And there's a really interesting point about family meetings.
Yes.
And that is, you can't force anyone to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like work, is it?
Well, it is.
But I mean,
it isn't.
Yeah.
It's family. And most times, some family will say to the others, well, I don't need to be there. You'll tell me all about it later. But just in that sense of someone finding out about it later, the nuances, the tone of voice, the actual message can be misconstrued.
A bit like the Chinese whispers.
Chinese whispers. Yeah. So you have to be very careful. If a number of people can't make the meeting, yes, the meeting should probably still go ahead. But at the same time, how do you then communicate the decisions, if decisions are made?
Yeah.
How is that communicated to those of the family that aren't there?
Stay tuned. We're going to come back with more of this with John Broons, the family business guy.